got the bug and started riding and didn't ever stop. And my husband, and I'm coaching for about the last, 10 years? And my husband here is an exercise science guy and understands the physiology a lot better than I do, and has been my mentor in coaching for all of this time, and actually was my collegiate coach back at UC Davis. That's actually where we met. So we've been at this a long time. And so I wanted him to start the part about the physiology of endurance training a little bit, just so that you understand what the goal is when you're training for a century, like what you're trying to get your body to do. So part of the goal of a century is not necessarily just getting through it, but having it be an enjoyable experience, right? I can remember as a kid riding centuries with my dad. We would just do basically what you guys are doing, and we would ride slightly more miles every week. Your body doesn't actually understand miles. It's not calibrated by miles, it's calibrated by time. So have you ever noticed that you get to a certain point in the ride and your body's just kind of like, oh, get me off this thing? And it doesn't matter how good of a bike fit you got, it's just like your body's done. It's like the door is shut or the light switch has gone off, and it's like, get me off this thing, I just want to lay down. My core is tired, my legs are tired, my lungs are tired, your whole body's tired. And there's other people who can still go, but you sort of reached your limit. You ever notice that? Yeah. And that has to do with how your training has been up to that point. And so there is a way to approach this where your body is the happiest, responds the most effectively, and you get the best results. And the experience isn't just getting through it. It feels great. Ride 100 miles, not a problem. Not just like getting through it, but I could go longer. That's kind of how you want it to be. So let him take over and talk about how that works.
Thanks, Rachel. So I'm Sean, and I've been riding and racing since '79, and my bachelor's and master's and PhD are all focused on physiology. And I'm an exercise physiologist. I actually teach exercise physiology to the medical students at Loma Linda, and I've been coaching since about 1990. But when we think about training and what you're actually doing, the first thing, like Rachel was talking about, is your goal, right? What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish by training? So somebody like myself, I just ride to work and back. I have no goal, so I don't really change what I do on a day-to-day basis. That's not necessarily the best thing for maintaining continuity with your training, which is super important. And so one of the things you really want to think about is once you have your goal, it's like, okay, how do I get there? So the first thing you want to think about is how much you're actually riding the bike. So you think about how many days you're riding, how long you're riding, as Rachel said. You know, we're not thinking about the number of miles we're doing, we're thinking about the amount of time. Morning.
Good morning. Take bike packing to a whole new level.